Let us start. Welcome to everybody to this final day of the 5 day seminar. I was present the first day and spoke to you some few words. But today I want to also interact and present something else about the what you have also learnt and got the idea from different sources. So here my point is there. अरे ये नहीं चाहिए पानी का बोतल रखा है ना और यही रखो ये नहीं चाहिए इसको ले everybody knows that how you can define education and many minds thought is also different, but if we can take the thought of that of the philosophers, we can also pay respect to that. Once Aristotle said that teaching, because we belong to the teaching community and teaching is a profession, teaching is the highest form of understanding. And you know that understanding is a link to that of the research. Highest form of understanding itself, it is such a profession which creates a lot of professions. Where the mother of the teaching is the mother of all professions like that. If you can also take note of the statement of Albert Einstein, also said in the similar fashion, that is, it is not just accumulation of knowledge, but it's a training to think, not only think and act accordingly. And another statement I can also say you, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, why we are here to have that of the education, because we are rational being and we can follow the four pillars of the education as recommended by Delors Commission or the UNESCO Commissions of Educations. The four pillars are learning to know, learning to do, learning to be, learning to live together. Ultimate aim is living together. It's a harmonious living. If we can also go back to analyzing Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, the president and the vice chancellor of our universities for a period of 10 years here, stated that a nation building, because living together, building to infrastructure like that. So when nation building cannot be taken by that of the bricks and mortar, it can only be possible if you can set the mind of the young people. Young people. Then lastly, I can also say that the statement of Swami Vivekananda also said the similar fashions like that. Character building is the real building of the outcome of a education process like that. So if you will say this type of things, everybody go in a one manner, one fashion, and one direction. And also we people know that after this process is there 60 to 70 years or 80 years, 90 years like that, we are the only responsible beings to create, to generate the offsprings. Those will be the would be citizen of a country. And the process involves not only the teaching but also creating the knowledge, further knowledge, that is generating the knowledge or creating conception of the new knowledge, like that. So how it will be possible? Possible in different sources. Knowledge is such type of things which can comes from three different dimensions. One is the perception. Through the perception we see, listen, interact, and also use our the five sense organs. We can find that the knowledge, it comes automatically. Even the interaction process will not be there, but the knowledge comes from through perceptions. Then second one is introspection. Introspect. If you also introspect from memory, from testimony, from any materials, like that, it comes automatically. Like third one is that rational intuition. The process is there, and out of that we can also apply that our the cognition and interact in that process, like that. But the question is there, why will I have that of research methodology? What is research? Because you are very seasoned person, very matured persons, academicians, intellectuals, you know what do mean by research. Research is a creative, very systematic form of action. Not only that systematic form, but it will provides input to increase the understanding level. As Aristotle told, is the highest form of understanding. Similarly, it will increase the level, the capacity of understanding, so that we understand the issues, topics, new things which is not been penetrated by ourselves, which we cannot also be understood by ourselves. So through research, asking lot of questions like that, this is the very fundamental, very systematic, I mean to say sequential and cohesive manner. If a things can also go on a track, that track will not be detract, then only we can also have that idea, and we understand and enlarge, enrich our the understanding to also comprehend that of the issue very, I think very clearly. As the Creswell, you might have heard the name of John Ward Creswell, has written many books on research. Besides that of the research methodology, we are consulting, referring to different books, John W. Best books, that is your L.R. Gay, C.R. Kotri, many books are there also, lot of books. And but Creswell also giving the idea, this is the same things, it is a very systematic form of action, and which has been derived the French words research. Research means search again and again to find the truth. If we will go on searching again and again, we will also notice that what is the problem and how it can be also solved, like that. As for example, so I can say you that any layman's who can understand the research, because very simple examples like the light has gone out, it's a load shedding. Question comes to our mind whether is it a load shedding, the effect of the load shedding, the disconnection of the electricity, or that of the out of order of that of the instruments of switchboards or some other things like that, or some things happens like, so one after another ones events can be tested by ourselves, so that we can also come to conclusion that the switch is not working, or the plug, the I mean to the board is not also functioning in a proper manner. Electricity flow is there, load shedding is not there, but still then we can also come after the verification of these ones. This is the very minor approach to also comprehend that of the entire scenario of this. But here the topic I have given you, fixed you to that, how to do the quality research in a global context. If it is the scenario like this, three things will comes. One is the quality, second is that is research, third is that global scenario, global context. Because nowadays we are not also, we are very serious of it. Why serious? Serious is only due to this competition is there, competitive spirit is there. We are also competing each other in every sphere of action, sphere of life. Similarly, we can also pose our organization, our institution, that it will be better than others. You can also expose to that of the assessment of the NAC. NAC can also provide you the grade. UGC can provide you that two the clause of this 2F and 12B, the funding and that of the recognition of this. And NAC can also rate you that teaching, evaluation, research, innovation, and the climate building, the culture, how it will be like that, whether it will be B grade, A grade, or A plus, something like that. So that's why we are competing to each other like this. This is the flow which has been started since 1995, when that was the creation of the WTO. WTO is a movement, it's a revolution. See, in a market economy like that, World Trade Organization, that was in 1947. It's only one organization after the formation of the League of Nations, or that is the United Nations. So later on, it was the United Nations. It was known as a GATT, 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 GATT in the sense General Agreement of Trade and Tariff. That was very, I think, idle, functionless, dysfunctional till to that of the 1995, when the general body meeting of United Nations, that is 84 to 94, 86 to 94. It's a long period of round table discussions. This more than 167 countries, they are also working together. What can be it also? How it will be revived? Because it is the impact of the technology. Technology has come up like that, can also snatch that of the sight of the human activities, which we can also do very, I think, broadly in the classrooms, taking chalk and duster, teaching to the students, that has been also wiped out, that has gone that level. So when the production of the ware, software and hardware was there, then they have a thought that it is that of the bent of mind of the personnel and the scientists, engineers of the American people. They have a thought why it will be the restrictions like that when the GATT is not also functioning well. So what would be the alternations? Alternations will be there. Let us also free market. We can sell our products in that of the different countries like that. Agreement was there in 1995. That agreement, the four things comes. The first things, that is the WTO agreement. There is note is there also, because something is there. The first one is a commercial cross border in the sense we can sell anything to that of crossing the border without any hindrance obstacles, as the Microsoft we can see here and there like that. So it can be also sanctioned that we sell it. The commercial presence, consumers abroad. Third thing is consumers, because in Indian people they are waiting to have the Microsoft. Why not the American people can sell it? This is the consumer. We are here. Chinese materials can be also sold here like that. So they are developing it day by day, and they can want to also sell it like this. And natural presence of the persons, commercial presence, virtual presence, and the person who can also come here and also act here like anything. So four agreement was there. So out of that, the NAC, I am giving a background of this. The NAC also is the part of INCAHE, INQAAHE. You can write down, if suppose here is there, I can also write down there. INCAHE. This is the formation of a International Quality Assurance Agency in Higher Education. It was formed in 1995, and each bodies in USA, in UK, in that of India, the NAC was there. The sister, this is the part of that of the INCAHE. It's a networking system, and they can also control the entire global standard of the higher educations. And they are the, this is headquarters is Barcelona in Spain. So if the quality, how we can also define the quality? Unless we define the quality cannot also be understood by anybody else. Quality proper, quality promoters, two things. What is the quality proper? Quality proper is the excellency, uncompromised. Nothing can be compared with these ones. If we think of quality, because you see world class universities, this concept is there, like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia, Cambridge, Oxfords, and you also in Indian standard, the BHU is also in national contest is third in numbers like JNU. So with the contest, the competition is there. When the competition is there, it is only the competitive spirit that will be rated, and will also declare that we have such type of credibility, credentiality, and we can also attract the students. So quality itself is uncompromised once. It's a desire or urge within, it comes. As example, I can also cite you. What examples? One researcher also went to visit an idol in the temple. When he went into the temple, he saw one sculpture is also doing, making that of the idol. So, and noticed that another idol is also kept lying. So then he asked the sculpture, so are you also needing that two idols of the same, two statues of the same idol? No, sir. That only one will be also required in for the temple. So why you also kept that another one? It is a little bit damaged. So then he also apparently examined that pros and cons. What is the damage? Then he could not find anything else. He is a researcher. He want to know like you. So when he cannot also find anything, Then ask that also. What is the height it will be also placed? The idol can be also placed. Then the sculpture said it will be 20 feet height, deity will be there, and then the persons will come and visit. So who will notice that? So then ask that what is the damage? There is a scar on the nose. Scar in the sense it will not be noticed to anybody. It's a just mark. It will not be noticed by anybody else like that. So then he said that, replied, it's a scar and could not be also matlab, caught by anybody by the eyes. So how is it that? Why you are also? No, I know. The maker says that, the sculpture says, I know. So explained in such a way that it is ours within. It's an exclusive term. Excellency is such a things, it can comes within. It is not for the presentation of others. Automatically they can also see and they can enjoy. Whenever any person, I am a teacher, I am teaching in the class, I know my flaws. I want to also rectify, reform that of the flaws in different ways. If I can also hide and overcome it, then nobody can also mark that. What is the things like this? So that means it is your. If you want to also climb the mountain, the conclusion is there, not with a view that the world will see you, but you are climbing the mountain to see the world. This is the notion of yours. You will not fix your notions like the world can also see. I will go to the topmost height of that of the uh, hills. So I meant to say, quality itself is uncompromised, unique character attribute, cannot be also compared with anything else. Excellency, it is excellence each and every individual, which is best for me, that is best for he, that is best for XYZ, like that. We are testing that of the somebody to giving me one piece of rasgulla. So I tested that, it is a very beautiful, delicious, and you can also see that this will be also delicious. If everybody here can also say, then it will be a quality. Quality can never be compromised. I told you once and once, again and again, like that. Quality is quality. What are the promoters? Different type of promoters are there. We are the one of the promoter. Instrument is the promoter. Library is the promoter. Infrastructure is the promoter. And the teaching transaction is the promoter. We only refer to that. If his promoters are there, we can take care of the promoters, so that the quality can also immediately improve like this. So if this is the concept, then the competition will be there like that. How we can also fascinate in a very best manner. We can provide that the stakeholders, the consumers, in a very beautiful manner, so that they will be attracted towards what? The holding capacity of that of the institutions. We have a best faculty, best infrastructure, best transaction, best curriculum, like this, and best form of the research. So if these are the things of thought of yours, like world class university, when we are rating to that, we are having three dimensions. That the dimensions are there from, it is the World Bank factors, key factors, mainly three key factors. One key factor is the talent. It's one is the talent. Second one is the governance. Third one is the finance or budget. Where talent comes, talent in the form of in the teaching profession, with the students or scholars. Second one is the faculty. Third one, research. Fourth one, technology. If it will be assembled in a very perfect possible manner, then nothing can be also beaten by them. It will be a very appropriately can also provide you the outcomes. Talented scholar, talented faculty, technology is affluent, and interaction transaction will be very good. If four things are there, why you will also have that? The product will be okay. So this is the only alignment of that of the key factors of the World Bank. It's a 2009. Salim has also a very prominent economist in World Bank has given this model. This is one talent. It's just like a three globes intercepted to each other. This is the world class university. These portions. This is talent. This is resource budget. This is your the governance. And byproducts are others like this. This model is the best model, and all other universities, including Harvard and Yale, they are also following these ones. If this model is there, then the talent governance, it's a very liberal governance. Autonomy, we cannot enjoy the autonomy here. Academic autonomy and administrative autonomy, financial autonomy. Autonomy in the autonomy sense it will be there, but no autonomy. I am citing one examples. One course was there, like similar fashion. I was attending that course. I am talking of UK. I told that of the course director, so we are the planners, Indian planners. We have come not to also have that of the classroom interactions or transactions like that. But I want to also, along with my other, there was also participants 10 from different countries, South Africa, African countries, Japanese, and other countries are there. I suggested that these organizations will be also functionally visited by ourselves. You can also arrange these ones. This is the proposal. I am talking of in the sense of the autonomy. Then the director Mercer was there. He also take note of cognizance. Sir, tomorrow I can also tell you that what can be done. Tomorrow when he comes to the class, then he also congratulate, your proposal has been accepted by our vice chancellor. How is it possible? You have not written a single statement or given a note to in front of us, not the signature from ourselves. How is it also? Now that is unwritten ones and it is okay. So in the next week we can also arrange that of the different visits. So I mean to say, the autonomy not given to anybody else. If suppose autonomy will be there, it will not be also, I think, misutilized. If it will be properly utilized, then the governance academy only not only that financial and administration. Three things must be there. In private universities, you can find that also. The Harvard is a private university. It's not a public university. But see, only 400 years of this. The billion of 46 billion of US dollars in the budget. And researchers, you know that they are very, I mean to say, confined to that of the research setup and research findings. And here the budget here, how you can also generate the budget. The model is given to you. One is the endowment funds, second is the public budget, third is the research grants, fourth is that of industry collaborations. The grants are there. If these grants are there, why not we can take avail of this? Why we will see that of the government of India will give the grant, we can also excel this one, because we don't have that of any flexibility. We are not, we have vision, we have that of the resources, we can also accelerate any other things, but don't have that of your autonomy is there. You cannot do like this ones. This is the model given by this in the context of that is your the quality educations. That's why the different organizations come up like this. But the thing, we can also come down to, and this quality is not only, this is the phenomena of globalization. It's a globalization. I told you that it's a market free market economy. It started in the year 1995's establishment of a WTO. GATT has been also replaced. GATS was there. GATS in the sense a general agreement of a trade in services, not GATT. Trade and tariff have been replaced. Then trade in services. Service in the sense, suppose I am here, we are very freely available here like that. In foreign abroad countries, so if you suppose you are there guiding a research scholar, you can also be paid for that. If you suppose give a speech here also, it's a limited resource hour and very scanty resource, that accordingly we can also manage it. But there is also affluent whatever you. Once I, in a conference, you all the educationists might have heard that of the Altback, Philip Altback. Remember it. You can write down and throw that of the your the Google, you search it, Philip Altback. It's a 84 years old man. Is a professor in Boston University. He is that of the director of a Center of International Education. Philip Gordon Altback. He has written several papers, and that is also highly acclaimed papers, which has been Routledge, Atlas, this is Oxford, the very brilliant publishers they have also printed. And when I also tried here that to have during the last step and during the last session, I tried him, I contacted him, give a mail to him also, just to give me for 1 hour, so that I can also have a the online lecture series and you contribute. Sorry sir, I will not be available like this. So these people, they are also not easily available like this, and the talent is there, and perseverance is there, and their dedication is there also. They can dedicate themselves for the sake of this. So here, when talk of the research, the steps, you know, what is the quality research? This is the scenario of a global scenario, global context. Whether research is also, I know that research can provide you further knowledge. Research is such a things cannot be also providing the degree, PhD degree or the delete degree like that. It will be utilized for the sake, for the improvement or the reformation of the society, providing the further knowledge. How it is also? If suppose a thesis is there, awarded, and can also sent to that of the library, cannot be utilized. So what things we can also get it out of it? We must have to utilize it, cite it, refer it, and can also reform it like. So the steps, you know that That is also, whatever the things you know, I am just reminding you. But many things have been also left out by yourselves. First one, the different steps. You go back to the writing of the report, not the doing of the research. When you write it, that will be in a very beautiful, glorious manner, it will be presented to the public audience. Then only everybody can also smell that it is a high sounding research, it's a high level research, high quality research. From your get up it can also, from your abstract it can be also known, from your that how to address to that of your the introduction, that can be also known to everybody. And it will not be that hiding a document. So this things can be, here we can also introduction. When introduction is there, because we will go by that of the American APA model. APA in the sense psychological association model. And another one also, you remember it, American Educational Research Association. It's the very old association. 1916 it was established. More than 75,000 professors, they are also linked to this, and they are reforming that, giving a chart of the fields of education. In 1912 also they have prescribed this, and right now we can also get it that thousands of that of the fields, not only that confined to special education or educations like, it's a number of several educations linked to any multidisciplinary subject. So here, if you write that, we will start from the contextual backgrounds of the introductions. What is the context? And along with the conceptual clarity, contextual as well as conceptual clarity. Why I am going to write report, this making the report itself, and here with justification also, not will be very lengthy, it will be very gist form and very relevant forms, whichever is also required by yourselves, not making it jargon. You just give that either 10 pages or like very I think contextual, conceptual with justification of this. And second point is your significance, that can also maintain the quality of this. And from that source, everybody who will go through this, reading this context, backgrounds, overview of this, they can also realize that this is the best epitome, best piece of this. And you go on also reading 100 pages, but you cannot find the pros and cons, whether male or female or something like that. So how you can also? Because that cannot be. It is only the articulation, the dynamism, the potency, the talent, and the cognitive outlook of a researcher, how to report it. So only it will be confined to this. After that, come down to the vast, beautiful search. What is the beautiful search? Which you previously did it. That is, we can say the review of the literature. You never also forget about the review of the literature. Review of the literature can provide you the enlightenment, the focus of that of the flux, your light, which way you have to take the decisions. If you go through this, the different type of things, evaluations, evaluatory type, review, you evaluate it, pros and cons, you explore it from beginning to end. Not only see that it is not, my thesis is also related to attitude, so it is not also, wherever I cannot also see the attitude, leave it, don't leave it. go through deeply, densely, and find out that what is explore will be explored from that. So that will be explored in a better way, and in the better way in the sense they provide you that some thematic, some theme, some methodology which has been also utilized by this. The methodology by discussions you have learned that a qualitative and a quantitative methodology are there, but it will also explore yourselves whether it will be fitting to this, whether I can also explore some other new facts or not. So that you can also do it explorative, when that will be very systematic also. It cannot, never can also find that it will unsystematic, go systematic. You can also unfold the thesis of others, and starting from your that the objective to whatever you have also, he has mentioned it. So you go from this side, so that, so you find out a very systematic way of this. And the fourth one, the approach of doing this one is the analysis, meta analysis of the review. What is the meta analysis? Analysis of the analysis. It can also provide you that of the very good light to pick up your topic and the making of the research questions. Ultimately the questions comes, trend comes, ultimately that of that rationale you want to also build up this. So this meta analysis, क्या भाई कुछ को ढूंढ रहे हो क्या? और वो हमारा स्टूडेंट है, रिसर्च स्कॉलर है, you can also provide that. This is the attention, the rapt attention. If you can also break the attention, the flow of the communication will be diverted like this. Even if you listen or not listen, but it's very, I think, a very short period and short moment. I want to also apprise you. If not only that you can listen from here, whenever you go back to your the field, you try to also 5% utilize these ones very honestly, transparently, with integrity wise. If you can also utilize it, then the result can also come up. Otherwise, the result, the mindset, you can also make the mindset. How I can also utilize the concept in a proper way. If suppose it will be utilized, then that the God can also bless you. The research can also automatically be will be effective ones, fruitful like this. Research is not things. It can also copied, plagiarism is there, falsification is there, fabrication is there. If you can adopt three things, then research can also be built up. But you, besides that, I am going to that of the deep, to dense, to that of the theme. So that's why here the review cannot be ignored by anybody, and each and every spell of time all the students must have to focus to the review only. Even if that is the 3 years is there allotted to them, 6 months minimum can also exercise, explore that of what things, the pure methodology, the concept itself, the topic title, the field, that how to also formulate the questions, how to attack that of the questions, which will be very affluent to these ones, relevant to these ones, either it will be also, I think, match to your topic or not, you can also automatically find these ones and can make a rational, a threshold. As I told you, the intuition, knowledge comes, knowledge automatic comes through intuition, rational, rational building. Through that you conclude the trend. What is the trend of this? All people we are wanting that there must be valediction. So if suppose thought will be there, the trend will be there, then it will be there according to the time. So if time is there and our thought is there, moving towards that, similarly the review trend you can find out. From review you can find out what sort of the hypothesis you can also make it, whether null, declarative, whatever things like that. Out of 100 thesis you have also searched, you go through that, the 50 they are recommending the null hypothesis form. So trend is also moving this. When trend is moving, you can accept the trend, catch the trend, make your rational. Then rational after that, before this, make questions. Then questions, then rational. Then rational, then objectives. Then objectives will be clear. It will not be, I think, very hidden type of. It's a not very disguised form. It's a very clear, drastic clear. If objective is there, I want to also attend that of the conference, this refresher, then you can also go, because object very very clear. I will go and learn certain things. Then I will go with application to that of the my boss. Sir, this is the things I want to know, I utilize after that of this. If objective very clear, then only let us see that whether it will be approved, then I will go. If it will not be approved, then I will not go. That is not this. So objective, you stand, you fix, you formulate, that will be very clear to this. If it is very clear, then there will be nothing to also 3 to 4 objectives, and that accordingly you can make the work plan, your time plan, your the task yourselves will be chosen by yourselves, hypothesis will be made by, hey time hai na, jo whatever you like, because I want to also, because nahi, I want to wind up like that. Many things are there. It will take much more times. So with this, we'll go by that ones. The next one is your methodology, methods. That includes your design, setting of the population. Very clear. I want to also talk to you within 5 minutes. I wind up in setting. Whenever going to also pick up the select that of the sample, the sample is the most prominent element of this ones, and sample in qualitative it will depends upon the purposive, in quantitative it will also take that of the help of the probability non probability techniques. If probability non probability is there, so you have to clarify yourself sample, what would be the size of the sample, how it will be determined, give the justification of a determination. Suppose the schools of Uttar Pradesh, secondary schools, the vast number of students are there. If vast number of students are there, you can also find out the number, the schools, numbers, configuration, composition, nature, demographic nature. Then you can also take and control that of the other variables. You have to also give that attention. Otherwise, it cannot be possible like that. So then the design, whatever the design, you can also form it, selection of the sample, design, then task, what task you want to also take. After the task, the test, instruments like that. What question can I put to you? Can I also segregate, interact with me? How you define the test? What is test? Anybody? Is a tool. How we define? Huh? That is, I know. It will be utilized for the collection of information. But how you can define? It's a different type of test, you know, cognitive test, affective test, projective test, and you can also have that of the questionnaires. But how you define the test itself? Test is an instrument to assess the performance of the individual, very decorative form, performance of the individual comprised a number of items, either physical or psychological. Physical test is there, psychological is there, जैसे टेस्ट मैच, okay, within a given time must be there. If time is not there and it is assessed in the form of either verbatim or that of the numerals, number will be there. Score, we are also adding the score will be there like this. So there are the different angles. We have also talked for hours together, and with this I don't want to go further because everything has been also finished by, discussed by many intellectual personalities. Those have been invited by our faculty. They have contributed certain things to enlighten you. This is not just like the mobile, we can charge it. If it discharged, we can charge it. If we charge it, then it can also function well. When the knowledge are outdated, is obsolete, at that time it in needs of recharging it. And you that of having your potency, talent, and your perseverance are there, we need that it will be also right time to charge regarding the research methodology, so that we can provide some input to them, ignite their minds. They can also come up with flying colors with very luminous flux. They can also glitters to the whole community, the students community, and research prima facie, the research thresholds. And my request is there, at the end of this day, I request you, please vary with not unethical. Ethics is already been taught to you. I am not also going to give you some things, ethics, which is also plagiarism free, that is falsifications, fabrications, all other things, just copied down, and exaggerations like that, manipulations, some other things will not be adopted by in a process of that research. So if honestly, then the reward and incentives automatic comes like this. So with this, I end. Thank you very much. Coming here, enjoying here for 5 days with some sort of difficulties may be there like that. But Dr. Pandey, he has taken the responsibility to provide you affluent opportunities, affluent resources, and I have seen that also he organized it in a very systematic manner, providing some input, some result, so that it will be also reflected in your academic performance like this. Thank you very much.